Welcome back to episode 6 of Singapore Sailing, the series that brings you all the action from the waters of Singapore, the stamping ground of past and future champions. In our previous episode, we headed to the east coast of the city-state into Singapore's National Sailing Centre to check out the action from the Singapore Youth Olympic Festival 2015, a unique event that acts as a platform for young people to showcase their sporting talents. We're back in Singapore as a festive atmosphere grips the city. This year marks the 50th year of Singapore's independence and the nation's Golden Jubilee. To celebrate this historic milestone, hundreds of thousands of Singaporeans from all over the island have congregated along Marina Bay to celebrate the National Day Parade. An epic and emotive spectacle on an unprecedented scale. There was also a great atmosphere at the opening ceremony of the Asia Pacific Student Cup 2015. It's a unique sailing event that pitches 8 teams from 3 countries in one-on-one match racing. This year's 4th edition of the Asia Pacific Student Cup sees a change in venue and is held at Raffles Marina, the largest corporate premier marina, country club, mega yacht hub and nautical lifestyle centre in Tuas, Singapore. An impressive host for any event. Raffles Marina is the first marina in the region to be recognised and presented with the 5 Gold Anchor Award. Its strategic location on the westernmost point of Singapore and the great facilities on offer puts Raffles Marina firmly on the map, literally, for all big boats passing between the east and west sides of the Malaysian peninsula. With the southwest monsoon and a different set of sailing conditions compared with last year's Marina Bay event, there's sure to be some interesting racing throughout the regatta. Organised by the Singapore Management University and sanctioned by the Singapore Sailing Federation, the Asia Pacific Student Cup aims to promote interaction between the many young sailors here who share the same passion for sailing and match racing.
This event aims to promote sailing and match racing between us and people from the neighbouring countries, and to just promote more sailing at the tertiary level, where there are university students and polytechnic students and people who are around the same age who have the same kind of passion for sailing.
Match racing is a demanding format as the sailors demonstrate and test every nuance of sailing skill and strategy in a one-on-one duel. Every battle starts with the 2 competing teams entering the start box and battling for the best position on the start line and ultimately the course.
Basically, match racing is against one boat against the other, and you're sort of completing in a series of manoeuvres in the pre-start, exchanging blows and whistles with flags and penalties and all that sort of stuff. And so it's good fun. There's a winner and a loser, and you either win or you lose, obviously, and yeah, it's interesting.
The 4 highest scoring teams from the round-robin stage will qualify for the next event of the competition, all looking for a ticket to the grand final. It was a great start to the round-robin for Justin Liu and his team, who managed to score 4 points in a row. Sean Lee's team was also unbeatable in 3 races, showcasing true consistency and determination. After a full action-packed day, it was time to chill out and enjoy the stunning view that Raffles Marina has to offer. On day 2 of the Asia Pacific Student Cup 2015, Raffles Marina was again taken over by the region's young guns, ahead of another day of racing. The first team set to do battle left the shore eager to gain more experience and hone their skills. Those waiting on shore were able to enjoy the spectacle from land. The weather conditions were tricky and the light winds raised the difficulty level for the teams as communication, precision and speed all came into play in this testing environment. Justin Liu and his Vermogen racing team continued their flawless performance, counting 8 wins. Team Liabs, representing SMU, skippered by Sean Lee, were looking for a place in the semi-finals with 6 wins in 8 matches, and a good performance for Australia's team, UWA1, skippered by William Bolden, saw them pleased with their day's efforts.
I think today my teammates did really well. They were flawless in the teamwork, and especially in today's tricky breeze, a lot of it comes down to having good boat handling, so my team pulled me through, so I'm really happy about that.
Sailors here seem to have enjoyed the competition so far, and the regatta has already offered some memorable moments for the sailors.
Singapore was really awesome. Last day today, hoping for a good race today.
After 2 difficult racing days, it all came down to the concluding day to decide who would take the title. So high tension was the order of the day, and with it plenty of action for the spectators. The ultimate day opened with the last of the qualification races. As the breeze filled into 12 knots, the semi-finals played out amongst ideal conditions. Justin Liu's Vermogen racing team were determined to make it to the final, but Australia's Team UWA2, skippered by Lachie Gilmore, were also keen for a spot. After a furious competition, Justin took the last ticket into the final with a tight score of 3-2 for the Singaporeans. Another epic clash was underway between Australian team UWA1 and Singapore's team Liabs. Both tried to execute their strategy perfectly, but some costly mistakes saw Sean Lee's team lose out 2-3. In the petty final, Sean Lee and his team crossed swords with Australia's team UWA2, skippered by Lachie Gilmore, both hoping for a place on the podium. Finally, it was Gilmore that caved under the pressure, with Lee's team securing the bronze. In the grand final, Will Bolden and his UWA team opened their assault with a race win after an exciting battle with the ever-consistent Vermogen racing team. This win was enough to give the gold to UWA1.
The vibe of the day, well, moving into the semi-finals and to the finals, everything was a lot more hectic. The winds were a lot stronger and the competition was very strong. So keeping the boat in control was a lot more difficult, and of course it was a lot more fun considering that opponents were a lot stronger and everything was a lot more volatile in the sense of the wind and the conditions, and of course the changing tides as well.
After a fantastic event, the sailors celebrated their achievements amongst warm applause and renewed their friendships ready for the next year. Do stay with us, as the sailing action doesn't end here in Raffles Marina. Don't miss Episode 7 of Singapore Sailing when we catch up with the Western Circuit's Sailing Regatta.